InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. It is I, once again, Tonya D, and I'm almost on my showtime time, whatever that means, 10 a.m. I tried, I'm doing trying. So it's on November 3rd, right before the cusp of this new moon. I want to give a little shout out to my soul sister, Suzanne Fox. Happy Earth Day, which energetically was actually yesterday, because time and space, the fluidity of it, the Earth actually wobbles. So the queen herself, or the moon for me, I believe the queen for a reflector, that is, the moon. So if you study or play with human design, we follow the threads of the moon and we reflect. So she is traveling through the last decan or of Libra, but before she starts her new journey into Scorpio. However, we'll kind of begin to see her birth before the clouds in the sky, this unseen birth as she's born new and fresh. So if you have yet to grab my Musing Moon meditation for this new moon, it's actually in the spiritual escalade of Scorpio. Be sure to grab that. It's a gift. I share twice a month, the new and the full. So also in the voice of giving, you are also going to be seeing for gifts for the season when you receive my musing letter. Please share that along if you will. I've got a great little muse in there, a little gift happening. But today we have another back-to-back nature day. We have yin nature, a yin wood rabbit. So yin is our inner constitution. It's our inner world. It's our inner voice. It's the inner chamber of the heart. It's our inner beingness. So yin energy appears to be weak. However, it's stronger than the yang, as in when a yang or when a strong wind comes by, it's actually going to bend the grass, the yin energy, and then it will take back its original shape. Unlike a strong branch of a tree, if a strong, really brisk wind comes, the branch might break, lose a limb. So energy circulation is part of the nature energy or wood. It's energy vitality. So a force that can't be seen, but it can actually be felt. So you can feel the wind. You can see the effects of the wind, like when a leaf is flying through the air. But the wind itself or herself isn't really seen unless, of course, you kind of meditate, you find your center, you stay there, and you hold the frequency of the wind. But that's an entirely different conversation. So again, today, water is needed. The elements on the day and the resources are the same, yin or yang. So we have a yin wood day. So yin water is the source, the resource that would actually balance out the yin wood. And the other elements to create balance in the optimistic venue are the opposing force. So again, today is this yin energy. So yin water would be great. And the opposing forces would be like the yang earth, the yang fire, the yang metal. So we need more yin water and yin nature. So yin is like going within, where yang is that outwardly expression. So we have yang earth next to our day. However, earth for a wood day is wealth, and it's not always the wealth of the mind of man. Wealth comes in a variety of forms. We just mostly associate it with money. This is like healthy wealth instead of unbecoming wealth. That's when you might say, you know, I'm just doing my job, and your job isn't done with integrity. You know what you're manifesting is creating ill will for others, but you do it for the illusion of the power, which is metal in this case. The energy, metal is energy of power for a wood person. So it's the same thing. We have good power and we have bad power. But I just want to focus on the good and the gooder, not go down the rabbit hole since we got a rabbit here. But so why do I bring that up? Well, in the cosmic energy, the fields and the centers, I see the four pillars kind of like an inner world elemental thing for me. And the cosmic energy kind of highlights the unseen energy of our chakras and our auric field. So we're kind of cascading into these energetic centers and later out into the fields. So inner integrity again. So you work for the courthouse and you're just doing your job. And then you witness the unforeseen behavior of someone being wrongly charged. And you are just doing your job, so you don't say anything. There's not a lot of integrity there. And then you wonder because it's eating out you within your integrity, but you just keep doing your job, if that makes sense. I kind of feel this inequity for the energy kind of not just the day, but I think it's in those threads. But maybe it's been this unforeseen kernel for centuries, and the hemispheres of the mind that go in the opposing direction is kind of waking up, kind of tired of tuning to that channel, if you will. So you might see the small, minuscule details come through the threading today, like right in front of in your face kind of stuff. So I'm just hyper aware anyway on the daily. It's part of my symptoms, my symptomatics. Just being hyper aware of the environment, body's health, all the minuscule little details that most people aren't really even aware of. So you just might feel a bit like me today. So be sure to pour a lot more love into that chalice. Be extra alert. That's the energy of the day. Like it's like your head is under the sand, but your tail is like going to sting or bite in a nanosecond. It's that Scorpio kind of tell. So you might notice when someone has tried to release your drawbridge, the wall that you've created, the boundary line, kind of like the line in the unseen sand. So the energetic centers in the fields and really kind of all of it, it's this fluidity of space and time. And it's really easy to get caught up in it. But to create the net of safety, that integrity, one of my favorite virtues, right? Integrity, peace, joy, happiness, and I've thrown in love. But ask yourself on the daily, if you are creating or doing or behaving, etc., saying even is in alignment, if whatever you're doing is in alignment with your own personal integrity, and are you holding that integrity line through your feelings, the waves of emotions, like the waves in the ocean, or are they a circling kind of power of a water or a tornado kind of going in a spiral? How water actually spirals too. It circles in the flow. In a river that spirals, if you've seen that. But when we take a stand back and we take a breath and we take a pause and we give things the time and the space, it's like you're watching outside of yourself, but inside of yourself at the same time, simultaneously. Have you ever watched a Yoda? Be a watcher, be that Yoda today and observe and feel into things like a Yoda. You're going to feel kind of those lines and know where those lines are kind of being adjusted or recalibrated. And if someone is in a negative spiral into that loop, you're going to know, actually, if you feel into it, you're going to know if it's negative. You're going to feel if that integrity has been lost and spiraling out of control. So just kind of be aware that those little things are going to start, they might even spark, actually. So it's a day to really create and make or take the time to adjust your drawbridge. Maybe your energetic boundaries are too rigid. Maybe they're permeating. Maybe they're like a sponge and they're absorbing a variety of things. But it's really a day to align the inner and the outer world. It's like a reflection, like a mirror. So does the wall need to go up or does the wall need to come down? Is the wall in integrity? Is it acting within integrity? Are you a good hero or a warrior, or are you just doing your job? So, or, is this fight unnecessary in general? Are you feeding a drama? Are you feeding a pattern? Whatever it is that comes to the forefront of your threading, you really want to use the chalice of your heart and pour love into that container all day long. So it's like our spiritual integrity within the channel of God, the God channel, the universe, the galactic core, along with the power of love, is going to remove the love of power. So tune into your feelings, the waves in those threads, the streams of consciousness where emotions actually flow, and allow them to assist you with the wall or the drawbridge, and utilize the other world, monitor the spiritual realm to kind of monitor your movie screen. Be compassionate to yourself, be merciful, heal through your feelings or your emotions, not through the corridor of your mind. unless, of course, your mind is online in the other hemisphere. But be kind to yourself as the energy really comes online and into that alignment because it's recalibrating. It's even the voices in our head, our attitude, that inside inner voice, that dialogue. So if your mind is not being kind to you today, just notice where it's lost its integrity, because thoughts create things too, right? Right? They do that. So in response to those thoughts, again, just be more loving and do the things that are more in alignment with what your heart believes to be true, and just do more love in your chalice. So it really is a magical day to heal or bring healing to something or someone. The door is open in the corridor, but I think it's harder for humans to receive healing than, we're great at giving, all the give. It's like telling a new mother what it's going to be like when it's her experience, right? It's all opinions based on experience. However, that corridor is open, especially if it's something or someone that's kind of been etching at your drawbridge, kind of pecking at it like a woodpecker, or crossed that invisible line, just kind of poking at your energetic sphere, your magical personal bubble, your protection shield. So you can really reweave those threads and the tapestry. So healing doesn't happen really overnight. It takes time and it takes space. So it's this process between these energetic forces. So, if things are acute or if they're chronic, again, it's kind of like how a cat is needing at, like they need it, whatever they're doing, they're needing. I'm just thinking of my cats needing when they're trying to wake me up or get comfortable. They need their space. Dogs do it too. They scratch more so, right? So it's these energetic forces. It's our channel for healing. The ultimate tool for that is actually love, pouring more love in that chalice. So with our heart center online, the higher heart, the high heart, the seed sound is yummy. So you can be yummy all day long. Just be yummy. If you feel as if your heart chalice needs some extra love, just chant the yummy all day long. Be really yummy. So the sound of nature, and of course water, to support our inner nature and our outer nature too. So bring in those elements. It's the same ones. We've got so much earth. It's kind of hard to, we got to recalibrate that energy through kneading on the earth plane herself. So then for fun, because I'm going with stones of the day, I had a hard time kind of finding one I liked, but this is a Smoky Quartz. That's my stone of the day I chose. So this represents a connection to Mother Earth herself, Gaia. These energies that are in the lower worlds, the transmutation of negative energies back into positive ones. And the same, Smoky Quartz is really dark, sometimes brownish black. There's a variety of them. In different countries, Scotland and even all over Europe, I'm seeing like Ireland, stuff like that. A lot of the Druids used this crystal for different things, but it's a potent crystal for the metaphysical arts and practitioners. It removes negative spirits and energies from patients and auric fields. We can use it to ground, just grounding by placing it directly upon the body. It's essential for a lot of spiritual practices throughout histories, but placing it outside of our house or in windows to prevent drifting spirits from entering our space in our home. A lot of people use it on the daily for scrying or divination or different intuitive activities. The Celtic gods actually utilize it with the goddess of the occult, the dark moon, and it's even connected to Samhain, the festival that we just had on Sunday, Monday. But it also has the ability to work into the darkness to process all of those negative energies and create new positive change. But it's just important to remember that the darkness in ancient times was often encompassing a more holistic approach to the concepts of light and dark. And they weren't dualistic, or it wasn't a connotation of evil. But it's often been used in the winter months when the days are short and the nights are long, because it resonates with the changes of the seasons. So the qualities, the smoky quartz carries the qualities of the soil, the ash, the mud, and the clay, making us all rejuvenated from the ground up. So it's similar to watering and nurturing a field for the harvest. It kind of represents the sacred, the divine feminine, and it represents it in its most natural form. So it has this energy of healing. And I think, just putting it, like I said, in different areas of your home, carrying it on your body, it has different properties. But it's actually a really highly grounding stone. It kind of works within the root center, the root energetic center. So if you're feeling fearful, I would totally get a smoky quartz to dissipate those energies. It'll improve your connection with the physical world. And it's actually, it's a mineral that makes up a large amount of the Earth's crust herself, her flesh. But it helps us also cut through the illusions in life. So it's a great tool to use to remain centered when you come across like new ideas that might leave you a little kind of step back of yourself. Like, it's a great grounding and rooting tool. So it's great to meditate with as well. What else do I want to say here? There's different benefits of it. Mostly, I would use it mostly for grounding, utilizing our root center, blocking out negative energies for healing, protecting your home. You can also use it for if you're struggling with depression or anxiety or jealousy, just wearing it. It's a rooting energy. So I would just bring it in for any of those. You can also bring it in for protection, to ward off, again, the negativity. You could also utilize it for wealth, kind of like to defog your mind from the physical world to connect to the earth, the 10th energetic star. It's also a great tool to change your reality if you're stuck in a reality that is less than. There's tons of necklaces and whatnot you could use, or rings, or just the stone itself is magical that way. So there we go. So the card of the day, I actually went back to my Shaman's Oracle deck, my Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. I kind of had two decks out. I'm not going to fuzz that out. But the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, the card is the drum, as you can see. Maybe you can. So the drum itself, it's the rhythm of the drum. It's actually the tuning to our own beating heart with the heart of the earth and the cosmos in a way. Drums actually are portals. They open up portals as well. Or, the heart of the universe, the galactic universe, the frame of the universe. So the frame actually of the drum, and I was going to grab mine, but I obviously didn't. But the frame is actually made of wood, and the wood, depending even on the wood, links us to all of nature, the trees of nature, because it's made of wood. I don't know if you've seen the shaman drum, but mine's octagonal kind of shaped. I feel like it has 8 sides. But this assists us to journey to the lower world through the roots, and also to the upper world through the branches. So the skin itself gives the shaman, the oracle, whatever you want to call us, the powers of also the animal kingdom. So every time you strike the drum, it literally calls for the power of the thunder and the rumbling of the earth quaking, and really all of the elementals. So the drum really invites us to really get into a sacred trance. And within that sacred trance, we can get into a state of healing and also prophecy. That's where that literally happens. You really don't need, or at least I don't need any plant medicines to get there. It's kind of a natural kind of awareness I have. So I utilize my shamanic drum during rituals mostly. I also use it for the full moon, the new moon. So it kind of just varies, but my drum is very, obviously it's very sacred, right? It's made from reindeer hide. I got it in Mongolia. So with this card, we're just being invited to take the next step into the journey, into the path. We have the forces of heaven and earth, the galactic universe, like all the juice is on, but they're aligned right behind us and in front of us. They're supporting us above and below. So it's this effortless action of support where it's just effortless. So it's not a time to kind of push against the river or the threads. It's like time to go with the current. The current's going to take us exactly where we want to go. All we have to do is like jump in and collect your own personal power tools, whatever they are. I work with a lot of different tools. You kind of have to just collaborate what works for you, whether it's crystals, a stones, a rattle, a drum, doesn't really matter, herbs. And summon in your inner courage, your inner beingness, because it's going to be like this wild, magical ride, or more importantly, an otherworldly journey, like the unseen. And just allow yourself to be carried by that rhythm of what's really essential, like in your own personal life, the rhythm of your life, the beat of your drum, right? So the next card I pulled is the circle, which I thought was pretty magical with all those different hands on it, because we're all a part of it, right? I don't know if I've actually pulled the circle card before. I don't remember. But in its essence, the circle, it's this unified field. It's also boundaries, a circle, a boundary, right? Whether it's energetic or in the physical. It's this interconnectedness. It's a sense of continuum, a continuity, community. That's kind of what it's implying, the circle, the sacred circle. So it's reminding us that we are all one. We're part of all the oneness field. We're dancing in this unified, continuous circle of life. So it's a reminder of all of the cycles of life, the evolving of ourselves, along with the ever-changing and always connected, interneted. So we're always connected with like humans, nature, animals, the cosmos, spirit. It's all interneted, connected like a web. So, so the circle comes as our medicine. We're meant to come to this understanding of the importance of life and death, the endings, the decay, the death, and also of the letting go, the importance of dying of an old form or an old way of being and being born fresh and new, birthing in the new. So if you're faced with a challenge or a loss of disappointment, just remember it's kind of the circle of life. You kind of have to stay in. I think these cards are saying to stay into your own beating heart and just flow, get into the flow of the circle of life. Nothing's ever wasted. Love will seek itself again in a new form. Prosperity herself will come in a new idea or a new opportunity. And spirit always waits for us to find our place in this dance of life once again, like to do the dance. So anytime something gets like cascaded away, it's because a new opportunity, the door is opening once again. It's circular, so it's always good to stay in the flow. That's kind of the message there. Beat to your own drum kind of thing. Be in your own space and get in your own flow, your own circular flow. And then the last card I pulled, which is even magical-er, it's the heart of the sky. And I think I've pulled the heart of the sky before, but it really is the galactic universe. We all have a heart in the sky. It's our own personal love force that makes all of creation possible. It's the same force. It's actually present in the originality, the origin, the ancient origin when we create from our own originality. So when we bring formlessness, form, or inspired ideas to expression, so this really is like ancient instinct. It's the original force blueprint. It doesn't know the good or the bad, the needing, right? So it's really up to us to kind of provide a clear intention that will really guide us to form and to manifest. So the heart of the sky really assists in beauty from the invisible world and the birth of it into the world of matter. So it's from energy or spirit to matter to make manifest. So the heart of the sky is bringing us a sacred reminder, the gift, the chalice. So you are a channel for your own personal original energy of creation. You are part of a star. So it's really time to become that paintbrush, create the canvas, be the artist. So it's all going to be guided by the heart of the sky. So it's like this creativity So I would totally be working on setting my intentions for this magical new moon. There's a lot going on with it. Matter of fact, my musing moon meditation is like an hour and a half long. Took us a while to get it going. We did had some little glitches, but it's there nevertheless. So just with your intentions, have them be ethical and clear, integrity, and allow the universe to take care of all of the ingredients in that menu, all the little details, especially with the energy. Like, this is a birthing new moon. So it's really time to get into alignment with not just our integrity, but also in the alignment with our feelings. Feelings are waves, they come in waves. And also with our heart, the beating heart is another frequency, right? So we are sinking in alignment with our heart, the beating heart, and the waves of the feelings. And then what happens is our inner beliefs, our true authentic beliefs, become manifest. So this is the moon about manifesting and having boundaries around our own personal belief system. And is that in integrity? Not the system of beliefs that are actually limiting us and pulling us back or maybe scratching at our skin. So I would really have some fun with this and really create your own story to make that manifest. But have your boundaries in your sacred village up first. So to get you on your way and make it a fantastic high vibe day, it's kind of like a day where we allow things that aren't in alignment with our being. We're just kind of flicking that shift away, letting that go. Anything that feels controlling or holding us tight in like reins, and just knowing that we are all light and that we are all the love. We really can create our own personal happiness, our own joy, our own peace, our own integrity, and really become your brightest heart of the sky, the brightest beacon star in the sky, and circling and beating to our own heartbeat, our own drum. So I would really affirm that I am in sync with my heart and my star in the sky, becoming in alignment with my sacred integrity, that sacred space, that sacred garden. So make it a magical day, and InShalla, Ashe, I will see you on the other side. Thanks for always hopping on, Tabby. And I will see you tomorrow.